Greetings and salutations, my waifus and husbandos. I'm not a judgmental person. Everyone comes in many different shapes, colors, creed, and smells, especially Suave's Sweet Pea and Violet, the Tylo classic. Some people like to spend their time consuming children's programming or religiously follow sports teams, while others, unironically, and lacking in all self-awareness, genuinely believe the secret to be a good book. But the single truth that we all must face in life is that one day, we're all going to die.
I wanna kill my mom!
It's a very sad thought, losing yourself and the ones you love. But in the end, it's up to ourselves to live a life that we can be proud of and to follow a system of beliefs that we hold to be righteous and true, so that when the time comes and you stand before the pearly gates, you'll have a good excuse as to what exactly all those Google searches for cock and ball torture fetish gear were all about. I've been playing a lot of Cult of the Lamb on and off for a few months now, and I gotta say, it's pretty damn fun. The game blends the roguelike elements of The Binding of Isaac with a cult management simulator like Prison Architect. There's a myriad of adorable little creatures you may indoctrinate into your cult, all with their own personalities, strengths and weaknesses, and ideals for the future of the world they occupy. There is also a myriad of wacky and fun structures with which you may adorn your base. You play as the Lamb, the last of its kind, sacrificed by the heretics to the One Who Waits, an imprisoned god who can only be released following the complete and utter destruction of the 4 false prophets. You are the vessel who lives out the One Who Waits' earthly commandments, and it is you who is tasked to seek out and destroy the false prophets while maintaining your cult and ensuring the longevity and health of your people. Very simple, very fun. But managing a cult isn't easy. It takes a studious mind and diligent will to meet the needs of your people and your deity. Some will come to you with demands and requests such as, "I've always wanted to eat a meal made of poop," or "Someone was caught stealing and should be punished," or "Someone is a spy from another cult." And it's up to you to fulfill these needs and other covetous desires. It's also your responsibility to enact doctrines for your cult to follow. There are 2 options: peace and blood sacrifice. There's always a choice between 2 conflicting outcomes of mere doctrines. And it's up to you to decide whether you want to subject your loyal followers to charitable generosity or malicious extortion. The world is also populated with a variety of side characters, all whom, following a set of side quests, will dedicate their cult as a lesser denomination of your own, offering small amounts of divine inspiration over time. These include the previous vessel who ran away from his duties, a cult who worships the glorious light of the lighthouse, a cult of fungi enthusiasts, and these spider-looking motherfuckers. There's a fishing minigame, a dice minigame, and a mushroom junkie who demands exorbitant and expensive monuments to his cult's gods. I'm sorry, are you the Lamb? Are you the one who's leading the real cult here? No? That's what I thought. Out of sheer spite and pettiness, I tried to intentionally neglect and ignore Sozo's quest, which would grant me an upgrade to my fleece, all of which suck, and I hate them. But the lingering notification of an incomplete quest pinched my brain a bit too hard. You win this round, Sozo. There are multiple resources you must manage to ensure that your cult flourishes. Wood, stone, gold ingots, and coins can all be processed in a refinery to make sturdier versions of themselves. Grass can be turned into food, and combined with the grass eater trait, makes for a very useful early game option when food is the most scarce. Poop can be gathered and used as fertilizer for your crops, which are the second most important resource in the game. If I could do it all over again, I'd have focused my early game on sustainable food sources, because that hunger meter ain't no laughin' matter. Your people need food every day in order to perform their tasks, and for some reason the most difficult aspect of the cult to manage was making sure everyone got a good meal. It also took me close to 15 hours into the game before I realized that the giant open chest in the middle of the level 2 farm was where all the harvested crops and seeds go. I was just having us live off grass and shit cakes for months. But the most important, infallible resource of them all is your own cult members. They are the backbone of your pious enterprise, and they will do anything for their god's profit. But the moment they slip up and start to post conspiracy theories on Facebook about how when I ascend people to a higher plane, I'm actually harvesting their organs to sell on the black market for competitive prices as a supplementary source of income to feed my gambling addiction and or pay off my state representatives to allow my cult's property taxes to suddenly disappear, then they're going to the stockade. You need a minimum of 12 cult members to unlock every crusade. Once you've unlocked all 4 crusades, you'll then need 20 cult members to unlock the final gate. You may also choose to allow infidels and heretics into your cult, like a good Samaritan. Or you can turn them away and lose the faith of your people. Thankfully, everyone's completely brain dead. Just give them a sermon and wiggle your hips, and that faith problem will fix itself. Still being approached with threats of dissension? Simply ascend the doubting Thomas and be done with it. Not only will this stop the heretic from spreading falsehoods against your name, but with the Ascend Follower ritual, you'll actually gain faith by sending the dissenter to Kingdom Come. Some followers, however, are so enamored with your teachings and influence that they will beg you to sacrifice them in your name. And who are you not to indulge in their ethical euthanasia? Some followers are even so much more enamored with you as a person, they will ask you to marry them. You can marry as many people as you'd like, but do be aware that they will all eventually start to turn on each other, and I don't like playing favorites, except for Cheddar. You'll always be with me in my heart, Cheddar. Wahoo! Cult upgraded. Yay! Hey, Cheddar. What's up? I just want to say I love you. I love you too! I love you, Cheddar. Cheddar, let me give you a present. You're my favorite, Cheddar. You're my new favorite because you said you love me.
Chance to deal double damage to bleeding enemies or crit strike chance?
Here's all I'm gonna say.
Which one do you think is better?
I started building an outhouse, and guess who the first person to come help me was?
Cheddar.
It was fucking Cheddar.
I fucking knew it.
It was fucking Cheddar.
He's always there.
He's always there! I can increase the follower of anyone I choose. I am definitely...
It's Cheddar.
It's Cheddar! It's
It's
Cheddar!
always Cheddar.
And now Cheddar's level 6. He is like 2 times higher. He's like 2 levels higher than the next person.
Why?
It's okay, the guy who did this said, "This fool would follow you into the deepest darkness from whence no one returns," which is exactly what I want from a loyal follower.
That's damn right. Cheddar,
Damn
you
right.
know what's up, dude.
Cheddar knows exactly what the hell is up, and I'm about to... Each cult member has their own fears and desires, and it's up to you to make sure that their natural abilities are put to the most efficient use. But ultimately, that doesn't matter, because you can always just put them on prayer duty, or send them on a missions trip. Once mid-game starts, you'll want to be sending your best people out on a missions trip. These yield the greatest results as opposed to having them sit around and pray, or chop down trees. The better your mission center is, the greater the return of investment. Everything you do to level up your cult members should be in the pursuit of sending them off to foreign lands to spread the message of your glory. But beware, for once that member is gone, they might not make it back alive. This is absolutely not a problem, because by the time the mission is actually useful, you can just go buy another cult member, sometimes at criminally discounted prices. All of your followers are completely disposable, and they know that. Why else would they make requests to prepare and consume a literal shit sandwich, a food item that becomes a permanent staple to the menu once conceived? Oh yeah, and this game also has combat. Combat montage. I'll be honest, I picked up this game for the cult simulator, but I gotta say, the Crusades were pretty fun, but not amazing. They did get tedious after a while. The Cult of the Lamb has 5 weapons with different variations. If I had to rank them from favorite to shit tier, I'd say Axe 1, Gauntlet 2, Sword 3, Dagger 4, and Hammer 5. Hammer is ass, never use it. You also have multiple active abilities that consume fervor, a resource exclusive to the Crusades. But in order to get better weapons, you need to unlock them. How? Well, by giving sermons. Giving sermons and leveling up will allow you to unlock certain advancements for your crusades. And completing crusades will give you a heretic's heart, which grant you certain abilities to make life a little easier when you're off away from your people. The fleeces still suck though, like actually suck. They're all bad and I hate every one of them. Just wanted to throw that out there. The best weapons are the ones that deal the most damage in the least amount of time. DPS, if you will. Different players will prefer different weapons based off their playstyle. There are several variations of damage dealing weapons out there. Bane gives you poison. Vampiric gives you lifesteal. Necromantic summons ghosts. Zealous collects fervor and is the worst one. Don't take it. Merciless deals crit and it's the best one. Please take it. I beg you. And godly weapons are rare, but stronger than normal weapons. I should say that the damage type you take may depend on the difficulty setting you're playing on. I played on the hardest difficulty setting and found Vampiric to be useless because it only applies to your red hearts, which you have, well, very few of. If you're playing on easy, in which you start with more red hearts, then Vampiric is probably a safe pick. Steal that blood, brother.
Did the Crips beat you up and take yours too?
Another feature of the Crusades are the tarot cards. Every combat arena has at least one safe room. This can either be a little shop or the tarot card room. The tarot cards can give you more health, augment your weapons with attack speed, crit chance, lifesteal, etc., or give you a little buff, like doing more damage during the daytime or nighttime. And you can stack this shit like fucking Benjamins. There's no limit to how many tarot cards you can have at once. And if the crusade is long enough and you purchase a second tarot card on the first stage, then you can potentially unlock 2 4 times buff tarot cards on the last stage. I haven't achieved this myself, but it's theoretically possible. My favorite tarot card is the Rabbit's Foot card, with which you get better loot from chests. Each combat room will spawn a chest whenever you complete it, and it will give you resources relative to the area you're in. But with the Rabbit's Foot card, you can actually start finding tarot cards in these chests. Every time I see one of these babies early on in the run, I know it's gonna be a good time. All of the enemies have interesting and unique designs as well as distinctive combat proficiencies. You got guys that hit, guys that shoot, guys that throw, guys that fall, guys that heal, guys that fireball, guys that slither around like little millipede looking ass hoes, and so many more. In a lot of cases, the normal enemies are far more irritating than the bosses are. The bosses are fun, tough, but fair. The further you progress in a crusade, the longer each subsequent crusade becomes in order to make it to the heretic of that area. And oh boy, those heretics. Cult of the Lamb is a very fun game with a very cute aesthetic that juxtaposes its morbid themes and story beats. However, often it feels like only half of two ideas, the cult management simulator and the roguelite elements. Instead of fully dedicating to one of the two ideas, the developers took half the ideas from both concepts and tried to make a complete picture with it. This means that it feels like the cult management aspect feels tedious and incomplete, and the roguelite elements feel watered down and at times too simple. This did not, however, take away from my overall enjoyment of the game. I still found myself having a blast with the combat. And in my downtime, I was able to relax and grow attached to my cult members. Overall, the game is a very fun and stylized experience. The story is shallow, but it's intricate enough for the type of game that it is. The characters are all fun and unique, the colors are vibrant, the soundtrack is appropriate though not overwhelming, and the controls are smooth as butter. I've put about 30 hours into this game and I'd recommend it to anyone, whether a casual or hardcore gamer. Everyone will have something to enjoy about it. I streamed this game on Twitch where I stream every day except the days I don't. So head over there and we'll have a time together. Thank you for watching and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Goodbye.